Now yesterday we have already seen about the classification of carbohydrates. Now glucose is one of the carbohydrate and it is called as the monosaccharide because after the hydrolysis of glucose there is no formation of any simpler units of the carbohydrates. This is the last, that is the monosaccharide. By hydrolysis of starch or glucose it may be obtained. Now how commercially the glucose is manufactured in the factory or how in the laboratory we can prepare glucose. Let us see the preparations methods of glucose. You know the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6 and yesterday we again see the structure of the glucose and fructose. You know that the glucose is the aldose sugar because it contains the aldehyde group, or glucose is the polyhydroxy aldehyde, and so we called it as the that is carbohydrates. Now in laboratory how glucose is prepared? Sucrose, you know, that is the cane sugar having the molecular formula C12H22O11. Now if we do the hydrolysis of this sucrose in the presence of dilute hydrochloric acid HCl or dilute sulfuric acid, we can use H2SO4 for the hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means addition of water molecule. In the large excess of water molecule, the hydrolysis in the presence of acid may be carried out. So here is written as the H plus ion. So a slight warming is required for the, that is the hydrolysis of this sucrose. Now you know that there are 12 carbon atoms. So after hydrolysis, 2 monosaccharides are formed. That are glucose and fructose. Both are the hexose sugar. Both contain 6 carbon atom. Now there are 22 hydrogen atom into the sucrose and here water. There is again 2 hydrogen atoms. So total 24 hydrogen atoms are there. So there are 12 hydrogen atoms in each glucose and fructose. Now see here oxygen atoms are 11. And this in water there is the 1 oxygen atom, totally 12 oxygen atom. So each of the monosaccharide contain 6 oxygen atom. Now this reaction can be balanced. Now sucrose is hydrolyzed by warming with the dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid for about 2 hours. It gives glucose and fructose. Now this how the glucose can be separated because we have to prepare the glucose only. So this fructose is soluble into the alcohol somewhat, but glucose is almost not soluble into the ethanol, ethyl alcohol. So glucose is separated from fructose by adding ethyl alcohol or ethanol during the cooling. Now glucose being almost insoluble in ethanol, so it crystallizes out. There are crystals of glucose are obtained from the recrystallization method in ethyl alcohol because glucose is not soluble in ethanol. It crystallizes out and we can separate the crystals of the glucose by filtration. So the solution is after filtered to obtain the crystals of the glucose. In this way glucose are separated and glucose is prepared in the laboratory by using the cane sugar, sucrose, by hydrolysis of the sucrose with the dilute acid such as hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. But in a large excess, in the industrial scale, in the commercial scale, there is required large amount of, that is the glucose as the source of energy. Then how large amount of glucose commercially obtained from which source? And that source is the starch. You know that starch is the polysaccharide. Polysaccharide means many monosaccharide units are obtained after hydrolysis of the polysaccharide. They give many monosaccharide units. Now this polysaccharide starch, this starch have the formula C6H10O5 and number of such units are there in starch. So we require the hydrolysis and by of the starch boiling with the dilute sulfuric acid is required for the hydrolysis of the starch, and the temperature is maximum about 393 Kelvin and about 2 to 3 atmospheric pressure. This hydrolysis is done. Large excess of water molecule, n number of water molecules may be used. Now see here, 6 carbon atom, 10 plus these 2, that means 12, and this oxygen 5 and this is 6. If there is the one glucose molecule, then the formula is C6H12O6. But there are n number of these starch contain the monosaccharide units. So n number of water molecule required, and there is formation of large number of n number of glucose molecule. The reaction get balanced in this case also. So in the large scale, in the commercial scale, we can prepare the glucose by using starch and by doing its hydrolysis in the presence of dilute H2SO4 at a very high temperature and high pressure, about 393 Kelvin temperature, and pressure is about 2 to 3 atmosphere. Now these are the two methods of preparation of glucose. Now let us see the properties of glucose. Now see how glucose, the structure of the glucose. Now glucose have the molecular formula C6H12O6. Glucose have the molecular formula C6H12O6, and therefore it have the structure as shown on the blackboard. Now see, all the 6 carbon atoms are in a straight chain. Now as glucose has the aldohexose structure. Aldohexose means in glucose there is the aldehydic group, C double bond OH group, aldehydic group. And so as it contains 6 carbon atoms, it have the aldohexose structure. Now here the aldehydic group in glucose is shown. Now you know that glucose is the monosaccharide, that is it is the carbohydrate containing many OH group, that is the polyhydroxyaldehyde is the glucose. So there are the 4 secondary alcoholic group, hydroxyl group into the glucose. Why they are secondary? Because the carbon in which OH group is there contain only one hydrogen atoms. And there is one primary alcoholic group. Why it is primary alcoholic? Because this carbon contain 2 hydrogen atoms. And we know that again glucose is the optically active compound because it have 4 asymmetric carbon atoms or chiral centers. So glucose is optically active. It is the dextrose. Glucose is called as the dextrose sugar. Now let us give some proof about the structure of the glucose. Now the molecular formula of glucose, that is the C6H12O6, is proved on the basis of the elemental composition and by using the colligative property. We know that boiling point, elevation, freezing point, depression, osmotic pressure, etc. are the colligative property in which we can calculate the molecular weight of the any substance, and after that we can draw the structure also. So glucose have the molecular formula C6H12O6. Again second important proof is what? There are 6 carbon atoms and they are in a straight chain. This can be also proved. Now the 6 molecules of carbon, 6 atoms, not molecules, 6 atoms of carbon in glucose molecule has a straight chain structure. This is proved when we heat prolonged or after heating prolonged heating of this, that is the glucose. Now this is glucose, CHO. This is the CHO. Then CHOH 4 times, CHOH 4 times. CH2OH. Now this is also this is glucose. Remember that glucose, and this glucose after prolonged heating in the presence of Agi hydroiodic acid, it gives N-hexane. That is the alkane containing 6 number of carbon atom in a straight chain, normal hexane. And this is proved that the glucose contains the 6 carbon atoms in a straight chain. Now let us see the third proof about the glucose is that glucose have the carbonyl group. Then how we can prove that in glucose there is the carbonyl group, C double bond O group? Let us see. Now let us see, in glucose there is the one carbonyl group. You know that in glucose there is the what? Aldehyde group. And aldehyde group contains C double bond O group. Now how the carbonyl group C double bond O group is proved? In examination they ask, how can you prove that in glucose there is the carbonyl group? Or how can you prove that in glucose there is the 6 carbon atom joined in a straight chain? The last reaction with hydroiodic acid proves that. Now this reaction proves that in glucose molecule there is the carbonyl group. Now there are the two different reactions for the proof of this carbonyl group. One is the reaction with the hydroxyl amine. You know that after reaction of the carbonyl group, that is we in the aldehyde and ketones, we already see that. Then aldehyde and ketones reacts with the hydroxyl amine, such is the formula. Then there are the formation of oxygens. Aldehyde gives aldoxym and ketose gives ketoxym. And thus if this reaction with hydroxyl amine proves that there is the formation of oxygen group, then that is the proof of there is the one, that is carbonyl group. Now see, this is the hydroxyl amine, this is the glucose. When glucose reacts with hydroxyl amine, now these two hydrogen atom and the oxygen atom of this carbon, first carbon. Now see, this is the first carbon. Two hydrogen and the oxygen form the water molecule. Now this hydrogen is shown here, this carbon is this, and directly to the double bond of the oxygen of this, there is the NOH group is attached. As that of the aldehyde ketone, this is the oxygen group. So this is the glucoxym. The name of this, generally it is called as the oxygen, but it is glucoxym. And also after the reaction with that of the hydrogen cyanide, what happened? Now in the hydrogen cyanide gets added in this way. See here, cyanide adds into this attack on the carbon. There is the double bond between carbon and oxygen. Okay. Then one of the bond goes to oxygen atom. There is formation of OH. This hydrogen is there, and again the cyanide get added. This is called as the cyanohydrin glucose cyanide. This proves that the glucose contains the carbonyl group, one of the carbonyl group in the glucose molecule.